That. Okay. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I thought it was launch day all day today. I totally messed that up, but that's okay. Welcome. Hello. We are back from Texas, and I'm still trying to get back on my time zone because apparently my body is like not here yet. Um, we have a lot of announcements tonight, including some recognition, but I didn't know what you were gonna start with.
I'm muted. I can
We
share
can hear
the
you.
I can share the this is proof, you guys. We're rolling with it. I can share the announcement image real quick.
Oh yeah. Today was the new Shakeology launched. So if you haven't heard about that, it is a zero added sugar, and Allie can go more into detail. She did share on her stories today about added sugar and how it upsets your body. You wanna
Yeah, so it is so regular Shakeology, like the OG Shakeology, had 5 grams of added cane sugar, which is kind of kept the formula together. So they recreated the formula so there's no added sugar. So it's sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, which are both natural sweeteners. We tried it this past weekend in Texas, and I honestly couldn't tell a difference, and it might be better than the original, honestly. But I don't obviously have it yet for myself to try, but I did order it. But I think it's better. So what this is gonna do, I'm not gonna go too nerdy because we have a lot to talk about, but the sugar basically creates inflammation in your body. And so zero added sugar keeps your cortisol levels lower, less stress on your body, better ability to lose weight, less stress, less anxiety, less all the things. So if you drink Shakeology regularly, which you all should be, then you should, I don't know why you wouldn't switch to 0 gram sugar, but right now it's only available in chocolate and vanilla. So more coming soon, but
Another fun announcement is I know we all know about Body Lava that's launching tomorrow, and y'all need to do it with us because we're doing a huge test group and it's gonna be great. 20 minutes, all body weight, no equipment, so fun. But there is going to be an amazing, like hardcore amazing hormone health program called Belle Vital launching in December. And I cannot wait to hear Allie's geekness of this one because it's gonna be so good for all of us because we are all over the age of 30, because our bodies change drastically once we turn 35, I think it is. But go for it, Allie.
so well, I'm not gonna go too nerdy in detail because it's a lot of information, but you guys, this program is like made for me. I love this stuff, as you guys know, and I'm actually have enrolled in the hormone health program through IIN. So I'll have lots of inside scoop and information for you guys, like education wise too. So
Yeah, that's gonna be great. That's Autumn's newest program in December. If you did not know, we've shared a little bit about it in the pod, but Summit next year for partners or even PCs who want to join us is in Cali. It's in Anaheim, California, and there was already talk about doing a Disney day, so that's exciting, and a beach day. So, if you are not a partner and you're interested in learning about the partner opportunity, talk to the person who's brought you to this community. It is all about a conversation. It is all doable for any type of lifestyle. And it would be so fun for more of us to be at next year's. But if you're not a partner and you still would like to go, we could still have a conversation about it because I even heard someone who was there at the airport say that she was just a customer and came with her partner that she enrolled with and just wanted to come see. It's literally just about being in the room with everybody. So that's a fun thing. I don't think I've ever been in California, but that would be cool. Do you want to talk about anything else? Any of the other ones?
peppermint mocha is coming back,
Yes.
which is huge.
Has
And it's
anyone
limited
had peppermint
edition.
mocha before?
It's so good, you guys. It's limited. There's not gonna be very many made. So if you love it, I would stock up when it comes out in October, I think.
And then the reward strip. was Hush Hush. Like every year, it's usually like Mexico or the Dominican was one. There was a cruise, I think, once. So it gets switched around, but normally they tell before Summit, and this time they kept it hush hush for a while. But it's going to be in Mexico at an all-inclusive brand new resort called Ava. I think it's what it was. And it's limited. There's limited spots. Oh, and there's limited tickets for Summit next year too. So if you are interested, you need to chat with whoever brought you here. But there is different rules and ways to earn the rewards trip for this next year. And then any other announcements from Summit that we're forgetting? I'm not reading the chat.
So if you're interested in the hormone health program, the website Danielle and I both shared in the chat. If you click it, put your email in, then you'll get email updates about the program. But it kind of like helps with them planning the program and the supplements and everything else. But that's what we were laughing at as we both shared it at the same time.
Good
I
one.
was just gone to the website to pull it too, so.
There you go. Okay. Summit. Do we want to talk about Summit? What our takeaways were? I think that's what we were going to talk about. What our takeaways were and our visions for the future of all of our teams that are here. So if for a lot of you guys, you don't really know this. So I was just talking to Christy about this. So Danielle, yes, she is the leader of Glow Community. She is the one that got all of us here. She is the reason why we are all here, beautiful faces on the screen. But within our Glow Community, there are other teams that you are a part of, or that you are a client or a customer or whatever you want to call them. I call them my babes. You are a part of different communities within the whole Glow community. And that's what's awesome about not only this business and this company, is that we get to create our own little habitats. If you want to get nerdy about it, we get to create our own little families, and then we get to all get together like at Summit and have a big family together. So yeah, grandma coach. She's the grandma coach. So that's kind of like what we were going to talk about, because all the coaches, partners, I keep calling us coaches, that were at Summit, we technically all have our own teams, which is really cool. And so we all have different visions for what those teams are going to hold for the next year. And the next year is like till next Summit or whatever. Because in Body World, it's Summit to Summit is kind of like our year-ish. So I don't want to be the first one because I feel like I've already talked a lot. Allie, would you like to share?
I can talk about kind of what Summit is and my experience in the future. And then I do want to make sure we ask questions. I know Danielle had some questions, but anyways. So Summit is our yearly conference, basically. Happens in the summer, and it's always switches to different cities. And so it's been in St. Louis, it's been in San Antonio, Indianapolis, and then in Anaheim next year. Basically, it's where all the partners come together and preferred customers, if they want to come and learn new announcements about the business, new things coming, and get to be in the room with everyone and just absorb that energy from everyone else, but also learn different business techniques, different strategies, different ways to approach your business that might work for you that you've not heard before, or something that's completely different that you've never heard of. So it's just a very simple way to immerse yourself in the business that is fun. Like it's a girls' weekend. I mean, we went out to dinner every night. We have drinks every night. Like it's just a fun girls' trip with a business business training as well. So this was it's a giant sleepover, basically. Yes, Rachel. So this was my third Summit in person. Every year I leave so energized and so ready for the next year and kind of what's to come, just because you're in the room with so many different, a sleepover with alcohol. Yes. And in the room with so many different women who are so successful and powerful in their own being. Like they've created these businesses by themselves with their teams. And it's so incredible to see women changing other women's lives with the programs, but also changing their own lives whether it be with time freedom, financial freedom, whatever. And of course, body does not guarantee any income. It's based on hard work, diligence, and skill. Have to insert that. I said it. But it's just the biggest takeaway for me this year was seeing these leaders on this stage that make 6-7 figures a year in this business, and they're moms just like we are, most of us, right? Like they're normal people who decided to take this and run with it and have completely changed their lives. Like full-time nurses, full-time PAs, full-time lawyers turned just body partners. And so the options are limitless. And I think that's like my biggest takeaway this year was how real, like I could go up to someone and be like, hey, I love your dress. Where is it from? Or I love your topic of your conversation. Tell me more about it. And they'll talk to me. Like they're not, everyone wants to help each other and we're all in this for the same reason. Like we're not, no one's against you. We're all on the same team. And that was really my biggest takeaway because I've been 3 times. And so yes, the business trainings are amazing and incredible, but like seeing it from a leader perspective was just, it's just different. It hits different. And yeah, there's no ego. Like, it's just like, yeah, this business has graced me and I'm very grateful that this business has given me what it has, but they're just grateful and thankful that they have it in their lives. Rach, do you want to go? Or Danny or someone?
I was gonna say, Megan, do you want to share?
Megan?
Because this was your first summit.
Sorry, my kids are screaming in the background, but it's been a day. Anyway, yeah, so this was my first summit. I was super excited to go, but at first I was a little hesitant. I was back and forth, and then I was like, all right, it's gonna be an all or nothing like mindset. When I decided to go, because I was like, okay, the ticket and then the plane and everything else. And I remember talking to my husband and going like, well, I signed up. And he was like, okay, well, then if you're going to do it and you're going to go, then you're going to go and get something out of it and come back and then pour into your business, pour into myself. And that's exactly what this did for me. So I went and I was a little not hesitant because obviously I went with a group of ladies that I enjoy chatting with on a daily basis and working out with, but it was more of like, wow, okay, I've learned so much in just, 48 hours, and to come back and see it and just me like talking. So yes, my confidence has grown in 6 months, but I just have a lot more energy, and me talking on my stories the last 2 days, I didn't reach out to anybody. They reached out to me. Like I had a girl from college who was like, okay, tell me what this glow juice is. And I think it was just because I have like this other energy. Like I've had energy, but I'm just going with the flow, speaking how I want to speak, and not giving a damn what anybody else is going to say about me. And I think that is what is sticking with me personally, is that like I'm just speaking it. And that was what I know a lot of the speakers even said, like everybody starts somewhere, but be you, be genuine, who you are. And I think that's what somebody just put in the chat, but I was always just like more, I was myself, but I was sort of reserved. And now I'm like, look, my house over here, if I look in the toy room, there's shit everywhere there. But I'm like, you know what? It's okay. This is me. This is my real life. I don't need to be perfect on the internet. I don't need to, be somebody I'm not. So my biggest takeaway from Summit was, there was a lot of things, but be genuine to who I am and talk the way that I talk on a daily basis and do the things that I do on a daily basis. And so it's just been like a game changer coming back and just being more authentic to me, I guess, I would say, than not showing the real life stuff all the time. Like my boys work out in the, Zoom, and you'll see them running around, but hearing them scream in the background, or I'm like, you know what, that's me, that's who I am, that's who I relate to. And like I said, I think me changing just one small step so far, because I have list of things that I've written down, but that was one small change that I was like, okay, what can I do that is very simple? KISS, keep it simple, stupid, right, Rach? I think that's what I have it written down too. That I'm like, what can I do now, right here in the present versus, 2-3 months? Like, let me do something small. And then, like I said, that small change, I've had 3 people reach out to me that I'm like, oh wow, like they've watched my stories, but I didn't reach out to them. And that was another thing that I learned from someone as well. Just because you don't think they need it, doesn't mean they don't want you to ask them. They want you to ask them. And so there's like other little tidbits that I know I could go on and on. So I'll just keep it short, but like there's other things that I learned where I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Like leave a link, or instead of just thinking that someone's going to reach out to you, or, oh, maybe they don't want to because they're nervous, leave a link, let them do it that way. Cause I know for myself, Danielle had to reach out to me multiple times before I actually committed. Cause I was like, no, not ready. I don't know, I think because I was more embarrassed to ask for the help. So I'm just learning little bits and pieces from Summit that I'm like, okay, what can I implement now? But Summit has, yeah, I'm excited. Like, as you can tell, it has just put a lot of fire under me, as a partner now, but also just, I obviously want to grow my business and want to do well. And so you're just taking the little things over time. And I know I get frustrated and I'm like, okay, I've been in this 6 months and I feel like I haven't helped anybody yet. But if I can help one person gain their confidence, feel uplifted just by me sharing and me talking on my stories, I'm doing my job, and I'm excited. And I don't want to cry, but like that, that just makes me happy. So yeah, Summit was great.
Do you want me to talk about like what a partner is and stuff like that, or do we want to see if Katie wants to talk about her Summit experience, or Rachel? Which one? What do we want to do?
Katie should share. Definitely. It's her first summit too.
Oh, there you are. I wasn't sure if you were available.
Okay, before she goes, I have to tell y'all, like, you might not know Katie from her stories, but girlfriend had so many good one-liners. And if you watch our stories, like, you could have seen her true colors. Her Glogorita came out this week.
All right, Katie, you're up. You're muted if you're talking.
Okay, sorry, just got home from dance. So I was driving, trying to hurry up and get home.
So if you just want to share your takeaways from Summit, I don't know what you heard weird.
Oh yeah, I was listening, but the signal cut out just a couple times because I'm way back out here in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, I had a wonderful experience at Summit, and I do feel like I'm like a totally different person now. I think just being there, seeing everything like in person, seeing other people learn in person, I think it really put everything in perspective. And then I just kind of woke up out of my slump, and now I'm asking, oh, sorry, there's Brandon. I'm asking my providers if they're interested. I'm asking other coworkers. I'm coming up with some ideas for hydrate for firemen, for volunteer firemen. That's one of my new ideas. So it just kind of, hey. Here we go. She really miss me, you can tell. But yes, I had a wonderful time with all of y'all, and I feel like I've learned so much. And then also one of my favorite things was getting to meet Jericho, because she was in one of my first workouts I did, and it was just amazing to talk with her for just a couple of minutes and to share my experience. And then I saw that she also posted something on Instagram, and she hadn't done that in a while. Some people had noted she had been kind of silent for a while, but she's a huge inspiration to all of us, as all of the super trainers. Oh, and back to my providers, I was asking earlier. My doctor I work with, she actually did one of Shanti's programs a couple of years ago, And I gave her the sample of Body Lava, and she's like, sure, yeah, I'll try it out. She's like, can anybody go to these summits? Oh, sorry about the earthquake. Only in California. Sorry. This child is stronger than she looks, I swear. Okay. But anyways, sorry to wrap it up. Y'all, this is called a love attack. If you ever see me get knocked over suddenly, this is her way of showing that she loves me. Anyways, sorry, I get real distracted. It's kind of like a squirrel metaphor. But again, it was awesome meeting y'all, hanging out with y'all, learning new things for the business, and I feel like I've got so many fresh ideas just from this experience, and it was. Oh, I did not step on you. You to make me up to me. Okay. All right. Okay.
I have a question for you guys that went.
Yeah.
A lot of the ladies on the team, your mom. So talk about like, was this some of your first trips like away from the kids solo, and like how is that? Like,
Oh, good question. So for me, no, I leave my kids often. That sounds terrible. As I'm saying it, I'm like, I've been on 4 trips this year already, and so maybe I'm not the one to answer. It's still hard every single time that I leave my kids, but it is nice to like, I just leave and feel rejuvenated. Like I can sleep in, I can do things without my children trying to pull me down and need me every 5 seconds. So no, it is great to take that break. Megan, I think it was her first time away, so she might want to enrich too. Chime in.
I mean, it was my first trip away for an extended period of time, by myself. Usually, like since Brooks has been born, me and Eric went together for like 24 hours. So I mean, it was hard, but I also was needing a mom's a mom's vacation away. But yeah, Megan.
Yeah, so I agree. I love my boys dearly, but I need a break. And it was a good break. And I still like that's the beauty of technology nowadays. Like I could still FaceTime them. But Bobby, my husband, knew I was doing business, and that's what he was like, okay, I just wanted to check in, see how things are going. And he was like, okay, I hope you're learning a lot and and enjoying it. But then it was also just like first thing in the morning I would check in, and then a couple times during the day, but then at night I would quickly FaceTime and they would go back to bed. So for me, it was a much needed trip to just collect my thoughts and regain myself as what I've been doing for 6 months now, but also just to be able to get away and just that refresh, like Rach said too, that I didn't really sleep in, but it's okay. So yeah, it was good. It wasn't like I was dwelling like, oh my gosh, I miss my kids and I can't do this ever again, or I want to go home. It wasn't like that at all, just because we were pretty busy. There wasn't a lot of just downtime to just sit and ponder like, what are my kids doing now? Like you're constantly moving. And like I said, technology is great. So.
Does anyone else have any questions?
So I know there are some questions that were sent earlier, so I can go ahead and start addressing them, and kind of talking about what being a partner means and consists of, and commitments, etc. So essentially, being a body partner is taking care of yourself first, right? And then helping other women do the same. That's the easiest definition. So your first job is taking care of you. So following a nutrition plan, following a workout program, being committed to yourself. And to be completely honest, I ebbed and flowed in my own journey until I became a partner. And then once I knew other women were relying on me, then I knew I had to show up and I knew I had to be my best. And all of you girls are already doing that in terms of showing up for yourself, right? Like you're already doing the workout programs, you're already following the nutrition programs, you're already doing that. And so the basis is helping other moms feel as good as you do in your own skin. There was a question about what the commitment is like, And I think that can vary, right? Like, I think that the commitment to being a body partner is what you want out of the business. And so a little quick backstory on me, when I started taking this business seriously, I was working my regular job, but then I had gotten a new job. I was working my old job on my day off just for extra income to pay down debt. And so I put a line in the sand and said, I want to spend that extra day off with Grayson, my oldest son, because my youngest wasn't born yet. I'm not that mean. My youngest wasn't born yet. So I was like, I need X amount of money, say $700 a month. We'll just put a blanket number out there. And so I knew what I needed to earn in this business to make that, like, I knew what I had to do to earn that amount of money. And so I reverse engineered it and said, well, if I need to make this much money, this is what I have to do. And I hit that goal. After I set the goal, I hit that goal in about 6 months. And so I quit my extra job and only did body stuff for that extra residual income. And so for me, I had that specific goal to hit. But and I think everyone should have a goal and a why and all the things, but if you can also do this business kind of like as an affiliate type thing, or as like a hobby business. But obviously I had more of a goal financially, but so long story short, there's no true commitment. It's what you decide is best for you is where I'm going to leave it. The business, as I talked about earlier from this weekend, has so many opportunities that are limitless if you open your heart and your mind to it. And the things that can happen are incredible, but you have to be willing to learn and take that kind of to heart, I guess I would say, and do the work to see the results. Let's see, what did you say, Rach? Social media posting. So like how much you have to post on social media? Is that what the question was?
Well, like they're not good at posting, or they don't have the time to post, or stuff like that.
So I don't know if all of you follow me on Instagram. I used to be terrible at social media whatsoever. And now I post a reel almost like every other day. But the point of this is that I figured it out and I learned, and we have trainings for all that stuff, like to teach you how to do it all. The other thing is you decide what you want to do. No one said you had to post every day on social media to be successful. So again, it's what you want. If you want to, do it, but don't get burned out doing it, right? If you're posting every day. So you don't have to be an expert. No, none of us started as experts. I can promise you that.
I'm still not an expert.
No, I'm still learning. I still change things around. I still struggle, and I still struggle mentally with my own journey too. Like it's just part of doing it. But so there's no commitment to say, well, I'm a body partner, I have to post every single day on social media. There's none of that. It's honest to goodness, this is the simplest way to describe it. If you have a passion and want to help other women live healthy lives for their family, then this is for you. That's the simplest way to say it. There's no real requirements in terms of how much you post, how much you invite, how much time you spend. It's what you decide your goals are. And then we work back up from there with your own partner. That's your mentor. So what questions do y'all have? Specific questions about being a partner, what it means day to day, what it entails, whatever, anything? I know
Megan,
you have questions.
Megan, you look like you wanted to say something.
Well, I was just going to sort of piggyback off of what Ali said. So I just started beginning of January as a partner. And that was my biggest thing. Like, how many times do I have to post? What do I have to do? I became a partner to hold myself accountable. At first, when I started doing this, it wasn't because I wanted to make a certain amount of money, or I wanted to, quit my day job, which I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I can't really quit that. But it was more like Danielle, Rachel, and Alex said, like, I did it for it's a hobby, but I wanted to pour into myself first. And then 2 weeks into it, and we were doing Dig Deeper at the time, I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's put the commitment in. I'm already posting, I'm already trying to share my story. And that's all I changed, right? I have obviously gained the confidence from, January till now. But when I first started, it was just to hold myself accountable. And then everything just fell into place. You're posting, you're doing your cheers, you're talking, that stuff that I was already doing, but then I just became a partner. So.
You got-
Where does the income? Oh, sorry, somebody else can answer it. Rach, you answered it, so you don't, do you want to expand? No, Rach, you go.
Sure. I mean, yes. So there's two different ways you can earn an income. You can earn an income by just commission. So when someone buys like a challenge pack or buys a digital purchase, or when everyone buys Lava tomorrow, we as partners get a little bit of that as a commission. Now, where you make the bigger amounts of money is by helping other women help other women. The company themselves gives the coach, the partner, bonuses. It has nothing to do with anybody else's salary or what they make. That's theirs. They get to keep it. But the company sees that you are helping other people see success in their journeys, and they give bonuses. And that's pretty much it. That's like the basic compensation plan, like super basic, but yeah.
I did want to add to that, Rach, real quick.
Yeah.
There's actually 4 to 5 ways you can earn incomes, which is even better. So as you help other, and I think what they've all said is that we do this together. We mentor together, and you're never coming in this as a partner alone, which I think is really important, is someone who's scared, because that was me 10 years ago too, and here we are. But as you help other leaders develop too, there is certain matching bonuses. When your team achieves certain goals over time, you also earn certain bonuses from the company. So there's definitely multiple layers of ways you can earn income. And the whole point of this call is that all of us has visions to grow teams, because doing things by ourselves isn't that fun, if you haven't noticed. If you've ever done a Beachbody program by yourself, you probably, yeah. So I just wanted to add that on, that the vision that they all have is to grow teams and to help mentor you and help you with your limiting beliefs. And we do one-on-one calls to work through those things. And it takes time and it takes effort, like anything else that's important in life. But I wanted them to all speak on their hearts tonight, because I think that's really important. But I did want to add that also there's the rewards trip every year that's also part of income, right, that you're earning. What other questions do you guys have? Or what's holding you back that we can address? So everyone's signing up as a partner tomorrow with Body Lava is what I'm hearing. No? What is one limiting fear that you have that maybe we haven't touched on? It's okay to say it in the chat, or you can unmute and just say it.
I don't even know how to do the job I started last week, so give me a bit.
And that's fair. Like, there's no right time to do something, because you're already doing it, Jen. Like, every one of you gets on Zoom. Every one of you logs into our community. Every one of you logs in the bod group. Like, you're already doing the things. So imagine if you just learned a little bit how to share that, right?
And the other thing I do want to add is I actually talked to a girl earlier today who's been doing the programs for a while, and she was like, yeah, I tell all these people about it. I'm like, because she feels so good. And so if you're already telling people about it, but you're just saying, hey, I do this body program, well, then they don't know everything that comes with it from our community. Like, they don't know the accountability, they don't know everything else. And so if you're just going around like at work and saying, hey, yeah, I lost less weight doing body programs and I feel great, well, then they don't know that there's so much. They just think it's a workout program. They don't realize there's so much more to it. And so that's where the partner opportunity comes in too, because you're earning and helping someone else see better results.
Also, and I'll just piggyback real quick too. I know for myself, I was like, well, what do I say? How do I say it? What do I do? That all comes as you, your upline or whoever would help you say like, okay, this is what I'm thinking. How do I respond to this? So you're not a fish out of water. Like, we are here to help you answer those questions. I know I'm still asking questions as to like, hey, this person is giving me this objective, like how do I answer this, or what do I say? So you're not just like, here you go, your partner, throw you out there. You have some, like, we get on power hours, and that's where I get some of my, okay, well, that's a good response, and this is how you answer this. And I know Danielle, Rachel, and Allie, we all chime in too of like, okay, this is what I would say, or how would we say this? And I still, like I said, I'm 6 months in, and everybody else, like Rachel the other day was like, hey, I have someone say this. How would you answer this? So I know if you're thinking like, well, how do I talk to this person? Or if they have, a question, how do I answer it? You have other resources too. So wanted to throw that in.
I think the biggest thing is that you're not alone, is what Megan's saying. Like, we all do it together. We all help each other. Even 5 years in, I'm like, this is weird. I don't know what to do with this. What should I do? And the other cool thing is we all do the business very differently, I would say. Like, we don't run our businesses and how we have conversations and everything else the same way. We all do it differently. And so we all make it personal to what we want. And so it's really what you want. Like I focus more on nutrition. Rachel does more mindset stuff. Like, so it's really what you want for your life and what kind of girls you want to bring in to be in your own little community.
All right. I did want to share one quote that I had to take away since this was my 10th summit, because I know they gave all the good stuff. The one quote that I wrote that impacted me was, "You have no idea who's drowning in the darkness. You could be their life raft by reaching out or sharing your story." So, Lava launches tomorrow. There's a Ring the Bell post going to be up in the BOD group. So make sure, if you're committing to the program, which I hope you all are, because it's a lot more fun when we do things together. And make sure you connect with your partner to figure out what the best deal is, because there is some promos going on. And next week, Allie is going to be doing a partner training call. So we'll be sharing that, but it will be primarily for partners. So if it's on your heart, you have more questions, make sure to reach out to who invited you to this call tonight or who your partner is. And beyond that, we'll have a July calendar up soon. Holy crap, it's July. Thank y'all for being on tonight. Any closing thoughts, Allie or Rach?
No, I'm just glad to see so many faces. And it's just proof that our community is on the verge of exploding, and I'm so excited. That's all.
Countdown to Disney. All right, guys, I'll see you on Zoom in the morning.